Hello, dear brother or sister. Today, I want to share a personal experience that changed my life and could serve as a foundation for you as well. During a challenging time, I felt as if invisible forces were attacking me. There were moments when everything seemed to be crumbling, and I felt vulnerable, insecure, and even alone. This sense of spiritual attack was oppressive, like an invisible weight was suffocating me. One night while I was praying, the pain and fear were so intense that I cried out to God for help. It was in that moment that I heard a gentle voice within me guiding me to pray in a specific way. I decided to follow this guidance and recited a prayer that spoke about protection and security. The prayer asked for divine cover over my life, my home, and all those I love. I began to feel a peace I hadn't known before, as if a light had penetrated the darkness. In Psalm 91, 1-2, we are reminded that he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. This passage became a refuge for me. I clung to these words, declaring daily that I was under God's protection. Over time, I noticed that anxiety and fear began to dissipate. What had once attacked me no longer held dominion over me. In addition to prayer, I also sought to create an environment of peace in my home. I started playing music that glorified God, reciting Bible verses, and even lighting candles as a symbol of the divine light entering my life. These practices turned my home into a place of refuge and safety. It felt like I was building a wall of protection around myself, and God's presence became increasingly palpable. As my faith grew, I realized that others were also facing similar battles. I started sharing this prayer with friends and family, and stories of transformation began to emerge. People who felt emotionally attacked started to experience liberation. They reported that the prayer not only brought peace, but also renewed their hopes and strengthened their faith. I understand there may be doubts. What if I don't feel anything? It's normal to have questions, but remember the importance of persistence. Prayer is an exercise of faith. Sometimes God's answer comes in subtle ways, but it is powerful. In James 5:16, we are reminded that the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. If you find yourself in a place similar to where I was, I want to encourage you to embrace this prayer in your life. Start declaring it over yourself and your home. Don't be intimidated by difficulties. God is greater than any challenge you face. In conclusion, when you turn to God for protection, you are not only defending yourself against the forces of evil, but you are also opening yourself to the light and safety that come from Him. May you feel the peace that surpasses all understanding in your life. May your home be a place of security, covered by God's grace and protection. Thank you very much for being here today. May God bless you and your journey of faith. One of the most powerful things you can do in times of crisis is to cultivate an atmosphere of faith and worship around you. This doesn't mean you need a specific physical space, but rather that you should create an environment that promotes the presence of God. A place where you can connect with Him, where prayer and worship are part of your daily life. One practice that can help immensely is daily reading of the Word. The Bible is an instruction manual that guides us in times of difficulty. Verses like Philippians 4:6-7 remind us not to be anxious about anything, but in everything, through prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, to present our requests to God. This practice of bringing your fears and anxieties to God is not just an act of faith, but a way to release the weight you carry. In addition to reading, meditating on Scripture is fundamental. Set aside a moment of your day to reflect on what you read. Ask yourself, what does this mean to me? How can I apply this in my life? This reflection can bring clarity and peace, allowing the Word to become a true anchor in your life. Another important aspect is fellowship with other believers. Don't underestimate the power of mutual support. Participating in prayer groups, Bible studies, or even informal gatherings with fellow believers can strengthen your own faith. When you share your struggles and hear the stories of others' triumphs, you realize that you are not alone. This sense of belonging is essential for your spiritual journey. You might ask yourself, how can I find a group like this? Look into your local church or online communities. Social media can also be a useful tool for connecting with people who share your faith. Many communities offer support and prayer groups that can be accessed from anywhere. Sometimes the answers you seek may be closer than you think. When you open up to the experiences of others, you may find that they have faced similar challenges. Stories of overcoming can serve as powerful testimonies of God's faithfulness. They not only inspire, but also strengthen your own belief that transformation is possible. One practice that can make a significant difference is gratitude. Instead of focusing on difficulties, start jotting down daily the things you're grateful for. This can be a challenge during tough times, but gratitude has the power to change your perspective. In 1 Thessalonians 5:18, we are instructed to give thanks in all circumstances. This practice not only honors God, but also transforms your mind, helping you focus on blessings even when life feels challenging. When you commit to a life of prayer, reading the Word, and fellowship, you are building a solid foundation. This base will not only protect you against life's storms, but will also prepare you to assist others on their journeys. You will become a source of encouragement and hope, reflecting the light of Christ in the lives of those around you. It's normal to encounter doubts and fears along the way. However, it is crucial to remember that your faith does not depend on your emotions. Faith is a choice. Even when everything around you seems chaotic, you can choose to trust in God and His promises. In Romans 10:17, we read that faith comes from hearing and hearing through the word of Christ. By exposing yourself to the word, your faith will be strengthened, and you will be able to face challenges with courage. Additionally, take some time to write down your prayers. This can be a powerful way to express your feelings and concerns. And prayer journal can help you see how God has been working in your life over time. When you revisit your notes, you may notice answers to your prayers that you hadn't realized before. This increases your confidence in God's faithfulness. Throughout your journey, there may be times when you feel the need to step away from everything. Moments of solitude are essential. Jesus often withdrew to pray and seek direction from the Father. These times of disconnecting from the world and connecting with God can be transformative. Use this time to renew yourself and receive the guidance you need. Above all, always remember that your faith journey is unique. Do not compare yourself to others. Each of us is on a different path, facing different challenges. The beauty of walking with God is that He knows us individually and has a specific plan for each one of us. Trust in your journey and know that, regardless of the difficulties, you are never alone. May you feel God's presence in every step you take. May your prayers be heard and your struggles turn into testimonies of victory. The divine protection you seek is within your reach, and the transformation you desire begins with your decision to turn to Him. May God bless you and your faith journey. As you progress on your faith journey, it is essential to understand that each day brings new opportunities to grow and deepen your relationship with God. Often, the challenges we face can lead us to a place of questioning, but it is in those moments that faith can become even stronger. The key is to stay steadfast and seek divine guidance in all aspects of life. One practice that can be extremely helpful is daily reflection. Set aside time every day to review your experiences, feelings, and learnings. Ask yourself, what is God trying to teach me through this? This self-analysis can bring clarity and allow you to see how God is working in your life. Additionally, as you write down your reflections, you may notice patterns and answers to prayers that you previously overlooked. Prayer, as we've mentioned, is a central pillar in your spiritual walk. However, it's important to remember that prayer doesn't have to be a formal or complicated activity. Talking to God should be a sincere and open dialogue where you can express your concerns, joys, and even frustrations. This honest communication helps cultivate a closer relationship with Him. Another valuable tool is the study of the Scriptures. When you dedicate time to reading and meditating on the Word of God, you not only enrich yourself spiritually, but also equip yourself to face the difficulties that arise on your path. The Bible is full of promises and teachings that can offer comfort and wisdom. Consider establishing a reading plan that allows you to explore different books and themes, deepening your knowledge of the Word. It is also essential to find ways to apply biblical teachings in your daily life. By doing so, you not only strengthen your own faith, but also become an example to those around you. Actions speak louder than words, and living according to Christian principles can inspire others to seek a deeper relationship with God. Furthermore, do not underestimate the power of praise and worship. Music has a unique ability to touch our emotions and open our hearts to the presence of God. By incorporating moments of worship into your routine, you can create an environment conducive to experiencing the peace and joy that come from the Lord. Listening to music that exalts God, singing at home, or even participating in worship services can be transformative experiences. Throughout your journey, it is natural to encounter moments of discouragement. It is vital to remember that these feelings are common and do not define your faith. Instead of allowing yourself to be consumed by them, seek support from your faith community. Sharing your struggles with fellow believers can bring relief and encouragement. You will find that many have gone through similar experiences and can offer valuable advice. Another practice that can help overcome discouragement is serving others. When you focus on the needs of others, you often find purpose and renewal in your own life. Whether through simple acts of kindness or involvement in community projects, service can be a powerful way to express your faith and love for God. Furthermore, it can help you view your own situation from a new perspective. As you continue to cultivate your faith, be open to change and growth. God may call you to new challenges that require courage and trust. Do not be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. It is often in those moments that we experience the greatest transformation. Remember that God is always by your side, guiding and sustaining you every step of the way. In times of crisis, it is common to feel lost or directionless. In those moments, prayer and meditation can be your best tools. Take some time to quiet yourself and listen for God's voice. He may not respond immediately, but patience and perseverance in seeking His direction are essential. Trust that He is working in your life, even when you cannot see it. With every step you take, it is important to celebrate the small victories. Often, we focus on significant achievements and forget to acknowledge daily progress. Be thankful for the small changes and the blessings that arise each day. This practice of gratitude not only honors God, but also transforms your perspective, allowing you to see His hand in your life. Lastly, remember that your faith journey is not a solitary path. You are part of a larger body, the church, which is made up of people who also seek to grow in their faith. Embrace the support and strength that comes from the community. Participate in events, worship services, and studies that can enrich your Christian experience. Mutual encouragement is one of the greatest blessings we can have. As you progress, know that the divine protection and transformation you seek are possible. God desires for you to live a full life, filled with hope and purpose. Continue to seek His presence, to pray, to meditate on the Word, and to engage with those who share your faith. May you be a beacon of light and hope for others, reflecting God's love and grace in everything you do. May God bless your journey, and may you feel His presence with you every step of the way. As you move forward in your spiritual journey, it is essential to keep an open mind to new experiences and learning opportunities. Growth in faith does not happen overnight. It is a continuous process that requires dedication and patience. One practice that can be very beneficial is participating in spiritual retreats or conferences. These events offer the opportunity to disconnect from daily distractions and dive deeply into the Word of God, as well as provide moments of prayer and fellowship with other believers. At retreats, you can find a safe space to reflect on your life and your relationship with God. Often, these experiences can bring clarity to issues you have been carrying. Additionally, interacting with other participants can enrich your understanding of faith, presenting perspectives you may have never considered before. Do not underestimate the power of being in an environment where everyone shares the same purpose of seeking God. Another way to deepen your faith is through discipleship. Find someone who can guide you in your spiritual walk, whether it's a pastor, a mentor, or a more mature friend in faith. Having someone to discuss your doubts, challenges, and victories with can be a great encouragement. Discipleship is a rich exchange that benefits both parties, as you not only learn, but also have the opportunity to teach and share your own experiences. There are many authors who offer profound insights into the Christian life, prayer, and the nature of God. As you explore these works, you may find new ways to apply biblical teachings to your daily life. Consider establishing a reading list that includes both classics of Christian literature and contemporary works addressing themes relevant to today's world. Additionally, the practice of fasting can be a powerful means of seeking God. Fasting is not just a form of abstaining from food, it's an opportunity to focus more intensely on prayer and seeking spiritual direction. When you deprive yourself of something, even for a short period, you may create space for greater sensitivity to the voice of God. This doesn't mean you should fast indiscriminately. It's important to seek guidance and do this with a clear purpose. If you've never fasted before, start slowly. Choose a day of the week or a specific period to dedicate to this practice. Set aside extra time for prayer and reflection. You may be surprised by the clarity and peace that come during this time of genuine seeking. Moreover, fasting can help align your heart with God's purposes, allowing you to see what truly matters in your life. Remember, however, that the journey of faith is not just about individual growth. It is equally important to look outward and engage in serving your community. There are many opportunities to help those in need around you. Whether through a ministry in your church, volunteering with local organizations, or simply helping a neighbor, service is a practical expression of God's love. When you make yourself available to help others, you can be a source of hope and encouragement for those who are struggling. Additionally, by engaging with those in need, you may recognize the blessings in your own life. Often, in serving, we find a renewed sense of purpose and satisfaction. This reinforces the idea that we are called not just to live for ourselves, but to be a light in the lives of those around us. Involvement in missionary projects can also be a transformative experience. If you have the opportunity to go on missions, even locally, consider participating. These experiences expose you to different realities and can broaden your perspective on the world and the need for Christ in so many lives. Moreover, you will have the chance to see God working in surprising ways, both in the lives of the people you serve and in your own. It is also important to cultivate a life of worship and praise. Worship should not be limited to moments of corporate worship, but can and should be an integral part of your everyday life. Play music that exalts God while you go about your daily tasks. Use these moments to praise, give thanks, and meditate on God's goodness. Worship brings a shift in atmosphere and can lift your spirit, helping you maintain focus on God's promises and character. When you dedicate yourself to worship, you may find a new level of intimacy with God. It is often in moments of genuine praise that we are most sensitive to His presence. This not only strengthens your faith, but also empowers you to face life's challenges with renewed hope and joy. Finally, don't forget the importance of rest. God created rest as an essential part of our routine. In a world that values productivity and busyness, it's easy to overlook the need to slow down. Take moments to rest and renew yourself, both physically and spiritually. This is not a sign of weakness, but wisdom that allows you to recharge and prepare for the challenges ahead. By creating a balance between work, service, worship, and rest, you will be preparing for a more robust and meaningful walk of faith. Each of these elements contributes to your spiritual growth and development, enabling you to reflect Christ's love more fully. May you continue to seek God in all areas of your life, trusting that He is with you every step of the way. Remember that the journey of faith is an ongoing walk, filled with opportunities for growth and transformation. May God bless your life, and may you experience His presence powerfully each day. As you move forward in your spiritual journey, it's essential to recognize that each new experience brings with it a chance to learn and grow. This means that even when you face challenges, you can find valuable lessons that can shape your faith. The first step is to be attentive to the opportunities that arise in your daily life. Often, the difficulties we face can teach us more about ourselves and about God than moments of ease. When you encounter a challenging situation, ask yourself, what is God trying to teach me here? This practice can open your mind to new perspectives and help you see God's hand in every circumstance. Furthermore, the practice of continuous prayer is vital. Don't limit your prayers to times of crisis. Prayer should be a constant dialogue with God, where you share your joys, concerns, and even your doubts. When you get used to talking to God about everything, you develop a deeper and more meaningful relationship with Him. Another way to strengthen your faith is through in-depth study of the Bible. Don't just read the scriptures quickly. Take the time to understand the context and message of each passage. Consider taking notes in your prayer journal or in a study Bible. This will not only enrich your understanding, but will also allow you to revisit those lessons when needed. The practice of fasting, as previously mentioned, is a powerful way to connect with God and seek His guidance. Fasting is not a way to manipulate God, but rather an act of humility and dependence. When you abstain from something, whether it be food or another activity, and dedicate yourself to praying, you open your heart to receive instruction and clarity about your concerns. Remember that serving others is also a fundamental part of the Christian life. Engaging with your local community can bring great satisfaction and purpose. Consider volunteering at a shelter, a charity organization, or even at your church. By helping others, you not only put your faith into action, but also witness the transformation that the love of Christ can bring. This interaction with people in different life situations can broaden your perspective and empathy. You may find that by helping others, your own problems seem smaller. Furthermore, the stories of perseverance you hear can be a source of inspiration and encouragement. Do not underestimate the power of testimony. Sharing your faith experiences with others can not only encourage them, but also reinforce your own faith. When you talk about how God has been working in your life, you remember the blessings you have received and the transformative power of faith. Consider talking about your struggles and victories in prayer groups or with friends of faith. Fellowship is a vital aspect of spiritual growth. Be willing to actively engage in your church or faith community. Participating in worship services, Bible studies, and social events can not only strengthen your own faith, but also help you build meaningful relationships. When you connect with other believers, you find support and encouragement in your spiritual journey. Furthermore, the practice of gratitude cannot be overlooked. In tough times, it's easy to focus on what's going wrong. However, making a conscious effort to acknowledge and express gratitude for the blessings you have can shift your perspective. Start a gratitude journal and write down at least 3 things you are thankful for each day. This will help keep your heart and mind aligned with God's goodness. If you're experiencing a period of spiritual stagnation, consider seeking mentorship or counseling. Sometimes, having someone to guide you can make all the difference. A spiritual mentor can provide practical advice, emotional support, and help discern God's will in your life. Don't hesitate to reach out to someone you respect and trust to discuss your concerns. Spiritual discipline is another important area to consider. Establish a routine that includes moments of prayer, Bible reading, worship, and reflection. By creating a habit, you'll be preparing the ground for ongoing spiritual growth. Try to set apart your devotion time, making it a sacred moment in your daily routine. Additionally, remember that your faith journey is unique. Avoid comparing yourself to others, as each person is at a different stage of their journey. Focus on your personal relationship with God and the ways He is working in your life. This will help avoid frustration and keep your heart open to what God is doing. Finally, always be willing to listen to the voice of God. He can speak to you in unexpected ways, whether through a conversation, a verse that catches your attention, or a situation unfolding in your life. Be attentive to these small messages and seek to discern what God is trying to teach you. In summary, your faith journey will be marked by highs and lows, but it's important to remember that each experience contributes to your growth. By maintaining an open attitude, practicing gratitude, getting involved in your community, and seeking a close relationship with God, you will find strength and hope in every challenge. Continue to seek God's presence in all aspects of your life and trust that He is always by your side, guiding and supporting you every step of the way. May you find peace, purpose, and transformation as you move forward in your faith journey. As you continue on this path, it's essential not only to seek spiritual growth, but also to learn how to apply these teachings in your daily life. The Christian life is not just about belief, but about practice. Therefore, it's important to develop habits that keep your faith alive and active. Start creating a morning routine that includes time for prayer and Bible reading. This moment is precious and can set the tone for your day. Upon waking, take a few minutes to connect with God. Talk to him about your intentions for the day, your worries, and your hopes. This practice can provide a sense of purpose and direction. Additionally, consider the importance of memorizing Bible verses. The Word of God is powerful, and having verses in your mind can be a valuable resource in moments of difficulty. Choose passages that speak to your heart and that you can recite whenever you need encouragement or strength. This creates a spiritual reservoir that can be accessed at any moment. Another important point is the practice of silence and meditation. In such a hectic world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Take some time to simply be in silence in the presence of God. Allow yourself to hear His voice. Often the answers you seek are found in the small things, and silence can be the space where you gain clarity. Each week, consider participating in a Bible study group. These gatherings provide an opportunity to learn in community, discuss faith issues, and deepen your understanding of the Scriptures. Interacting with other believers can bring new perspectives and enrich your own spiritual journey. Additionally, mutual support is essential. You'll see that you're not alone in your struggles and challenges. Regarding service, remember that the act of helping others not only benefits those who receive help, but also transforms you. By engaging in volunteer activities, you become an agent of change and hope in the lives of others. This strengthens your own faith, as witnessing the transformation in others' lives reminds you of God's power in action. For many people, creating a prayer list can be an effective tool. Write down the prayer intentions of friends, family, and even your own. This not only keeps you focused on the needs of others, but also allows you to see the answers to your prayers over time. When you witness God's faithfulness, your own faith is strengthened. Sometimes, the distractions of daily life can divert your focus. Therefore, it's important to find ways to keep your mind centered on Christ. Consider limiting the time you spend on social media or watching television. Instead, devote this time to activities that build your faith, such as reading Christian books, listening to podcasts, or participating in worship services. Fasting, as mentioned earlier, is a powerful practice that can bring a new level of intimacy with God. During fasting, focus on praying and meditating on the areas of your life that need divine intervention. This practice should not be seen as a way to bargain with God, but as an opportunity to draw closer to Him and seek His will. When it comes to your spiritual health, self-care is also essential. Take time to care for yourself, both physically and emotionally. This includes resting, exercising, and eating healthily. The well-being of your body and mind affects your ability to serve God and others. Remember that you are a temple of the Holy Spirit, and taking care of yourself is an act of worship. Additionally, keep the practice of gratitude in your heart. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on the blessings you have received. Write down 3 things you are grateful for. This simple practice can change your perspective and help you see the good in your life, even during challenging times. When you encounter situations that test your faith, remember that this is part of growth. Challenges are not signs of weakness, but opportunities to strengthen your trust in God. When facing difficulties, ask yourself, how can I use this to glorify God? This mindset can transform your approach to problems. As you continue to deepen your faith, be attentive to the signs that God is working in your life. Often, He answers your prayers in unexpected ways. Be open to the opportunities that arise, and don't be afraid to take steps of faith, even if it means stepping out of your comfort zone. Another important practice is testimony. Sharing your faith experiences not only encourages others, but also reinforces your own faith. When you talk about how God has acted in your life, you remember His love and faithfulness. Be willing to share your story and inspire those around you. Finally, don't underestimate the power of corporate worship. Participating in services and praise events can renew your spirit and strengthen your faith. Collective worship creates a powerful environment where you can experience God's presence in a unique way. These experiences can be transformative and provide a sense of belonging to the faith community. In summary, your faith journey is a continuous walk that requires dedication, practice, and openness to learning. By cultivating healthy habits, engaging in community, serving others, and seeking God's presence in all aspects of your life, you will find strength, hope, and transformation. Remember that every step you take towards Him is a step towards the fullness of life He desires for you. May God bless you on your spiritual journey, and may you always feel His presence by your side. As you move forward in your spiritual journey, it is vital to recognize the importance of daily spiritual discipline. Without discipline, it's easy to get caught up in routine and forget to nurture your faith. Therefore, set a fixed schedule for your devotional practices. Whether in the morning or evening, find a time that works for you and honor that time as a sacred commitment. This regularity will help establish a solid and meaningful habit. Additionally, consider the practice of meditating on scriptures. Choose a verse or passage that is particularly meaningful to you and meditate on it throughout the day. Ask yourself how this word applies to your life and how you can live it out. This practice not only deepens your understanding of the word, but it also allows you to internalize it. Intercessory prayer is also a powerful way to connect with God and others. Take time to pray for the needs of friends, family, and even people you don't know personally. This practice of interceding for others helps cultivate a compassionate and supportive heart. Furthermore, you may be surprised by the answers you will see over time as you witness the changes in the lives of those you have prayed for. Another way to strengthen your faith is through regular self-assessment. Ask yourself, how am I growing spiritually? What areas need more attention? This honest reflection can reveal blind spots and help identify areas you need to work on. Consider keeping a spiritual journal to record your reflections, prayers, and lessons learned. This not only provides a space to express your thoughts, but also allows you to see your progress over time. Don't underestimate the power of testimony. Sharing your faith story with others can be a source of encouragement for both you and them. Consider sharing your experiences in prayer groups, Bible studies, or even on your social media. The vulnerability of sharing your struggles and victories can inspire others to open up as well, creating an environment of mutual support. It's important to remember that faith is not an isolated journey. Fellowship with other believers is essential for spiritual growth. Actively participate in your faith community, engage in ministries, and collaborate on projects that promote love and hope. When you work alongside others who share your faith, you create meaningful bonds that strengthen your own journey. Consider also the importance of spiritual rest. In a world that values productivity, it's easy to fall into the trap of feeling guilty for needing time for yourself. However, rest is essential for spiritual renewal and replenishment. Set aside moments to disconnect from daily distractions and seek the presence of God. This can be done through walks in nature, moments of silence at home, or simply dedicating a day to reflect and relax. Additionally, the practice of fasting, as mentioned earlier, can be a powerful tool for deepening your faith. Fasting should not be viewed solely as a form of abstinence, but as an opportunity to focus on your spiritual life. By refraining from something, you create space to connect more deeply with God. Consider fasting from food, social media, or other distractions that may be occupying your time excessively. During this period, focus on praying and seeking God's guidance. Gratitude remains a fundamental practice in your faith journey. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on the blessings you have received. This can be done in a gratitude journal, where you jot down the things that bring you joy and satisfaction. This practice not only shapes your perspective, but also helps you recognize God's faithfulness in your life. Furthermore, be open to learning from those who have more experience in their faith journey. Seek out mentors or spiritually mature individuals who can guide you. Conversations with these people can provide valuable insights and help you avoid common pitfalls. Learn from your experiences and apply the principles that resonate with you. Another way to deepen your faith is by exploring worship through music. Music has the power to touch our emotions and connect us with God in a unique way. Take some time to listen to songs that exalt God, participate in worship services, or sing at home. Worship can be a powerful means of renewing your spirit and strengthening your faith. When you face challenges, it's crucial to remember that they are part of spiritual growth. Instead of feeling discouraged, ask yourself what you can learn from these difficulties. Often, it is in struggles that we find the most valuable lessons. Faith is strengthened when we are confronted with adversity, and instead of giving up, we choose to trust God. Sometimes life can feel overwhelming, and you may feel lost. In those moments, turn to the Word of God. The Bible is full of promises and encouragement that can bring peace and hope. Take time to read and reflect on the Scriptures, allowing the truth of God to penetrate your heart and mind. Remember that the journey of faith is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be ups and downs, but every step you take towards God is a significant step. Patience and perseverance are essential. Trust the process and know that God is working in your life, even when things seem difficult. Finally, always be willing to listen to the voice of God. He can speak to you in unexpected ways, and it is crucial to be attentive to these communications. Keep an open heart and a receptive spirit, allowing God to guide you in every step of your journey. Faith is an ongoing walk, and by staying close to God, you will find strength, hope, and purpose in every new phase. May you continue to seek God's presence in your life, trusting in His promises and allowing Him to transform you from the inside out. Every day is a new opportunity to grow and deepen your relationship with Him. May God bless you on your spiritual journey, and may you find peace and joy in every step you take. As you move forward in your spiritual journey, it is essential to cultivate a heart willing to learn and adapt. Growth in faith requires openness to new experiences and teachings. An important aspect of this journey is the willingness to change habits that may be hindering your progress. Ask yourself, are there areas in your life that need reform? Sometimes it is necessary to conduct an honest self-assessment to identify practices that are not contributing to your spiritual growth. One habit that can be extremely beneficial is the practice of reading Christian books. These books can offer a new perspective on faith, teachings, and practices that you can incorporate into your life. Look for works that tackle themes that resonate with you, such as prayer, faith, worship, and service. Learning from the experiences of other authors can enrich your understanding and encourage you to apply these principles in your daily life. Another valuable practice is participating in group Bible studies. These gatherings provide a safe space to discuss questions, share experiences, and learn from others. You might be surprised by the depth of the conversations and how interacting with other believers can clarify points you hadn't considered before. The exchange of ideas and testimonies strengthens the faith community and brings a sense of belonging. Additionally, it is important to remember that your relationship with God should not be one-sided. Communication should flow in both directions. Set aside moments to listen to God's voice. Often, He communicates in subtle ways, and it's crucial to be attentive to these messages. Prayer is not just a list of requests. It's a dialogue where you also need to be open to receiving guidance and answers. Sometimes, life can lead us to a state of stress and anxiety. In those moments, practicing meditation can be a powerful tool. Take time to quiet your mind, focus on God's presence, and allow His peace to fill your heart. Meditation helps center the mind and soul, preparing you to face the challenges of daily life with a renewed perspective. Additionally, consider the importance of creating an environment conducive to nurturing your faith. This involves not just a physical space, but also the emotional and spiritual atmosphere around you. Engage in activities that promote peace and worship, such as listening to music that glorifies God or participating in community service. These practices help create a home and a life that reflect your commitment to faith. Gratitude, as mentioned before, is a practice that transforms the way you see life. Instead of focusing on difficulties, begin to note the daily blessings. This not only changes your perspective, but also reinforces your confidence in God's faithfulness. When you recognize the good in your life, even amid struggles, your heart fills with hope and joy. A frequently overlooked aspect is the importance of physical and emotional health in the spiritual context. Taking care of yourself, whether through healthy eating, regular exercise, or adequate rest, is essential. The body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, and caring for it should be a priority. By staying healthy, you will be better equipped to serve God and others. Moreover, don't underestimate the impact of the community around you. Getting involved in your local church or prayer groups can be an invaluable source of support and encouragement. Fellowship with other believers provides a space to share struggles, prayers, and victories. Helping one another strengthens collective faith and brings a sense of unity. If you're going through tough times, seek support within your community. Talking about your struggles can lighten the load you carry and allow others to support you. Don't hesitate to ask for prayer or companionship. You are not alone on this journey. Mutual support is one of the greatest blessings we can have. As you continue to grow, be on the lookout for opportunities to serve others. Serving is a practical expression of God's love and can bring joy and purpose to your life. Whether through volunteering at your church, helping neighbors in need, or participating in community projects, each act of kindness reflects the light of Christ. Finally, remember that your faith journey is unique. Don't compare yourself to others, but focus on your own relationship with God. Everyone has a distinct path, and what works for one may not work for another. Trust your journey and know that God is guiding each step you take. Each day, you have the opportunity to deepen your faith and transform your life. As you dedicate yourself to cultivating a closer relationship with God, the changes will start to manifest. You will become a source of hope and light to those around you, reflecting the love and grace you have received. May you continue to seek God's presence in all aspects of your life. Trust that He is always by your side, ready to guide and sustain you. As you move forward in your spiritual journey, may you find peace, purpose, and transformation in every step you take. May God bless you and your journey of faith. With each step you take on your spiritual path, it's important to remember that the practice of prayer shouldn't just be a time of supplication, but also a time for thanksgiving and praise. Thanking God for His blessings, even those that seem small, is a way to acknowledge His constant presence in your life. This helps cultivate a grateful heart, which is essential for spiritual growth. For many, having a specific space for prayer and meditation can make all the difference. Set aside a little corner in your home where you can connect with God without distractions. This space should be cozy and peaceful, conducive to moments of reflection and prayer. Over time, you will associate this location with your quest for the Lord, and it will strengthen your practice. If you haven't done so already, consider creating a prayer list. Write down the needs of friends, family, and even your own intentions. This not only keeps you focused, but also allows you to see how God can work over time, responding to your prayers. Regularly revisiting this list can be encouraging and strengthen your faith as you notice the answers. Reading the Bible should be a priority in your spiritual routine. Try to establish a reading plan that includes different books and themes. This will not only help enrich your knowledge, but also allow you to see God's narrative throughout the history of salvation. As you read, take notes on what impacts you the most and how these passages can be applied to your life. The practice of fasting is another way to draw closer to God. Fasting is a spiritual discipline that allows you to focus on His will and seek clarity on matters in your life. By abstaining from food or distractions, you create space for prayer and meditation. This practice should not be taken lightly. Always seek God's guidance before starting a period of fasting. Another important aspect is fellowship with other believers. Participating in prayer groups or Bible studies can be a powerful way to strengthen your faith. When you gather with others, you can share your struggles, hear testimonies, and pray for one another. This interaction brings a sense of belonging and support, which is essential for your spiritual journey. Also, consider the impact that serving others can have in your life. Getting involved in ministries or community projects not only helps those in need, but also brings a sense of purpose and personal fulfillment. By donating your time and resources, you reflect Christ's love and become an instrument of His peace. When you dedicate yourself to helping others, you often find that your own difficulties become more manageable. This type of service can open doors to new friendships and meaningful connections within the community of faith. Additionally, by hearing stories of triumph, you are reminded of God's faithfulness in the lives of others. If you are feeling distant from God, don't hesitate to seek mentorship. Talking with someone more experienced in faith can provide valuable insights and help you discern what God is doing in your life. A mentor can also help you identify areas that need attention and encourage you to keep moving forward, even when the way seems difficult. The practice of gratitude should be a constant in your life. Consider keeping a gratitude journal where you can write down the blessings you receive each day. This will not only change your perspective, but also help you focus on what truly matters. When you dedicate yourself to recognizing the good things, your mind becomes more positive and open to God's work. When you face challenges, remember that they are opportunities to grow. Every difficulty comes with the chance to learn and strengthen yourself. Don't be discouraged by obstacles. See them as part of the transformation process that God is working in your life. Faith is often tested in storms, and it is in those moments that you can draw closer to God. Take some time to reflect on your experiences and challenges. Ask yourself what God might be teaching you and how you can apply those lessons to your life. This practice of self-evaluation can help you identify areas for growth and allow you to see the progress you've already made. Moreover, don't underestimate the power of worship in your journey. Music plays an important role in the Christian life, providing comfort and inspiration. Listening to songs that exalt God can lift your spirit and help you connect with His presence. Consider including moments of praise in your daily routine, whether through listening to music, singing, or participating in worship services. The Christian life requires discipline and commitment. Establish a routine that includes moments of prayer, reading the Word, and reflection. By creating this habit, you will be preparing yourself to face life's challenges with renewed faith. The journey of faith is not a sprint, it is a marathon. Be patient with yourself and trust the process. As you move forward, remember that transformation takes time. God is working in you, even when you can't see it. Keep seeking His presence and allow Him to shape you according to His will. Each day, you have the opportunity to delve deeper into His love and grace. Lastly, don't forget that you are part of a larger body, the church. Value the fellowship with other believers and seek opportunities to serve and connect. Together, you can face the challenges of life and celebrate victories. May your journey of faith be filled with growth, love, and transformation, and may you always find the strength to move forward. May God bless your path, and may you experience His goodness with every step. Share this blessed video so it can touch and help others just like you and me. Want to dive even deeper into faith and prayer? Download our exclusive ebook on how to strengthen your spirituality in today's world. The link is in the comments below. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of our faith community. If you'd like to support our channel a little more, consider becoming a member of our channel. I'm also leaving 2 more videos here for you to continue your spiritual journey and growth in faith. Thank you, and may God bless everyone. See you soon.